Have you ever been in such a dark space that all you want to do is sleep? That everything in you just felt like your world was ending, right? And your dreams became your new reality, where you cried so much that you thought your tear ducts were going to dry out. I was there, and it's not a fun place. It's very dark, it's very lonely, and it's somewhere I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, right? Um, 2024 was a very brutal year. It took a lot out of me, but in that, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of lessons, and I lost a lot. I lost everything, really. All the things that I have worked so hard for in my previous years, everything that I built, everything that I earned, everything that I made, it was just gone. I looked up one day and I was empty. I was financially empty. I was emotionally empty. I was mentally empty. And it was horrible, right? And I've been in dark places before. I've been down and out before. I've been on my knuckles, but never anything like this. And I know I can't be the only one, right? I talk to people all the time and everyone has a story. But this really hit me hard because I had no way out. I had I didn't know what to do, where to go, who to turn to, and I'm a very private person. So I tend to go through whatever I'm going through on my own. I've always been able to figure it out, but this time in life, it was bad. It was bad. Um my babies and I were surviving off of celery and peanut butter and noodles. All the bills were behind. We were out without running water for weeks at a time. And it was rough. I had lost 20 pounds from stressing and just not eating. I could see it, I could feel it. It was draining, right? I was denied food stamps. I applied, I tried, I applied, they denied me. And like the government assistance programs, they are absolutely worthless. I see how people struggle, and say that there's no help because it's not. These government assistance programs are a joke to people who really need it. Right now, if I didn't need it and I was just trying to play the system, I probably would have gotten all the help that I needed. Right. But also in that, I was running my own business. I had a very successful luxury bath and body brand. I was doing print work to the point to where I was restocking like every other month. Everything was good. And then one day I looked up and it stopped. Everything, it was like my world stopped. There were no people, there were no clients, there were no customers, there were no orders coming in. I was stuck with all of this stuff that I couldn't get rid of. I couldn't do anything with. It was a terrible situation, and I didn't understand what was going on. I had no clue. Um, I'm not religious, but I am highly spiritual, and I speak to the Most High daily anyway. But in this, it got intense because I'm like, what in the world is going on? I felt so helpless. I had two of my three children in the home, and I've never put them in my financial business because, they're kids. They didn't need to know what was going on. If we were struggling, they never knew it. But this time, I didn't have a choice. I had to let them know what was going on because I was struggling to feed them, you know? That our cabinets were empty, our refrigerator was empty, you know? So I had to my baby girl wanted to go do stuff, and I had to tell her, like, "I don't have it. We can't go to the movies. We can't go, to the park or whatever because I don't have gas." It was it was very demeaning, to look at my babies and tell them I don't have it or I can't do this. And I don't say I can't very often because I've always made a way to do whatever it was that I set out to do. But in this space, it was it was unfamiliar. It was very unfamiliar. I couldn't get a job, and I'm no slouch. Right? I'm no slouch. I have a uh professional work history, double masters. I interview well, but I could not get a job. The restaurants weren't even hiring me. And it was so frustrating and draining. And I cried so much. I cried so much. But like I said, I also prayed more. I also meditated more. I also reached out to the Most High all day because I really didn't have anything else to do. I didn't have I didn't have I had nothing else. I didn't have my business. I didn't have a job. So literally all I had was to talk to the Most High and try to figure out what in the world is going on. Why am I going through this? You know, my babies, they understood. On the surface, they understood, but I knew also that they were confused because we'd never been in this position. They've never seen mommy go through the things that I was going through. Um, but outside of the pain and the confusion and the frustration, there was also there was also a calm because I understood that there was a lesson in this. There was a purpose. There was a reason why I was going through all of this. There was a reason why everything was being taken from me. Like I was literally selling all the non-essential things in the house just to get things done, just to take care of things, just to feed them because I was barely eating. So, and I was scraping. I was scraping and I really understood what it meant to be down and out. I thought I knew what that meant before, but this was different. This was this was really different. And it came a time where my youngest, we were in Houston at the time, but my youngest had came to Detroit, my hometown, and spent the summer. And it was time to pick her up to bring her back home because school was about to start back. And I had to sell some things to get gas money to come pick her up. And in my mind, I was thinking it was a turnaround trip, right? Go pick my baby up, come back down to Houston and figure this thing out. I put my house on the market and nothing was moving. Like people weren't even scheduling to come see it. That's how bad it was. It wasn't that I couldn't find a buyer. People weren't even coming to see it. That's where I was in life. But I came up north to get my child and couldn't get back to Houston. And at that point, I realized that all of this was to get me to sit down and be still. because my whole life, I've been like the road runner, right? I will pick up and go. You will look up, and my family and friends be like, "Okay, where you at now, girl?" Because I would just get up and go. I would just get up and go. I've never had a fear. I've never been afraid of doing anything. I've never been afraid of starting over. I've never been afraid of going to a new place. I've never been afraid. Fear has never been an emotion that I took hold of. And if I had $2, I will find a way to make 200 and I will get to wherever I was trying to go. Okay. But this time I had nothing. And when I say I had nothing, I literally had nothing. And I understood in that moment that this was the most high's way of telling me to sit down and be still. I had no resources. I had no plan. I had no way out of this hole. And it hurt. I was confused. I was frustrated, but I also understood because I know me. If nothing else, I am very self aware. And I knew if I had just a little bit, because in my mind, let me tell you, I was going from Houston to Tennessee. Okay. That was my next stop. I'm just going to be transparent. I had no plans of coming back to Detroit. I had no plans of staying in Houston. I said, Houston is the devil. I'm leaving. I'm going to Tennessee. And had I had $2, I would have went to Tennessee. I would be in Tennessee right now, figuring it out. But again, your plans are not the plans that you were brought here. Your plans are not the plans that were set out for you. Whatever you have in your mind and you keep trying to figure out why this is not working, it's because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And I had to figure that out. A friend of mine had asked me, why do you keep moving? And I did not have an immediate answer. But when I did figure it out, when I did figure it out, I realized that I was always searching for something better, always searching for something new, something different. Oh, my business will flourish more if I went here. I will feel better if I went there. I was always running from something. I was always making an excuse to be somewhere else, whether it was a different house, a different city, a different state. It didn't matter as long as I was somewhere different. And in that moment, when he asked me that, I realized that I just been running, and I don't know if you want to call it escaping, but I have been running from whatever, whoever, thinking that what they say, the grass is greener on the other side. And I would get there and it would be the same. My business would get to a certain point, then it would stop. My relationships would get to a certain point and they would stop. My comfortability would get to a certain point and then I wouldn't want to be there anymore. And I know, like most people know, you can go wherever you want to go. You can be with whoever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. But until you change, until you fix whatever in you is broken, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you're in a relationship with, what your business is. It doesn't matter because it's never going to work because you are the same person. If you are dirty and all you do is change your socks, you're still dirty, right? So I had to realize that and I had to embrace that. And when I was sent back to Michigan, back to Detroit, I realized that and I knew that. And that was the point that changed my life, honestly. Um, and I asked the Most High, and you have to be careful what you ask for, and you have to be prepared to receive it, regardless of what it is, whatever it is. But I asked the Most High to remove all distractions, remove all the people and the things who didn't belong, who couldn't or wouldn't help me move forward in whatever the next step was, to put me in a place to where I was surrounded by the people and things that belonged in my future, right? And my circle was already small. And after putting that out into the universe, I thought it looked like I was by myself. I said, "What happened to everybody? Where did everybody go?" And then I had to realize you asked for this. You asked for the Most High to remove all of the distractions out of your life. You asked the Most High to remove the people and the things who were not walking the same path as you, who could not help you move the needle forward, right? Because we are all on our own journey. We are all walking a different path, and sometimes the paths look similar, but my purpose in life is not your purpose in life. And there are things that you have to do that don't match up with what I'm doing. And maybe we can do what we have to do and then meet up at the end of the road. But in the meantime, we're not walking the same path. There were a lot of things that I had to get rid of. And when I say that, I mean mostly 90% of it was internal. I had thought I had gotten over certain things. But when I went through this, I realized that I was still weighed down by a lot of my past, by the toxic relationships, by, the abusive people, and not just emotionally abusive. When people say abuse, they automatically think physical, but there is mental abuse, there's emotional abuse, there's financial abuse, there's all levels of abuse. But my entire life, I've been surrounded by toxic, abusive, narcissistic, self centered individuals. And I carried their weight on my shoulders. And there was a time where I thought I had released that. I had forgiven the people that I believed had done anything um, adverse to me. But in looking back, I still had weight on my shoulders. I still carry burdens of my past with me, um, outside of the things that I had just gone through. I used to play the victim. I used to look at my parents as it was their fault that, I was emotionless. It was their fault that I had abandonment issues, right? It was my exes, all of my exes' fault that, I had all of these triggers. And don't get me wrong, PTSD is real and I struggle with it at times, but I'm aware of my triggers and I understand how to control them and how to stay away from certain people and certain things that will trigger me. Um, but, also in that I had to stop playing the victim because I chose all of those toxic, abusive, narcissist, uh, selfish individuals. I chose them. I was in an abusive relationship for a very long time. My children and I were subjects of a murder for hire plot. All of those things I was carrying on my back, and not just my emotions, but my children's emotions, you know, because they are a part of me. So when they hurt, I hurt, right? When they are dealing with things, I'm dealing with them. And I had to come to a point when I asked to release me from anything that is holding me down, anything or anybody that is holding me back, anything or anybody who is stopping the progress from me serving in my purpose. Release it, make it go away. And a lot of people disappeared. A lot of emotions disappeared. I felt so much lighter. And it was like this whole time, all I had to do was ask. But a lot of times we believe that we can solve our own problems, that we have all the answers. And it's not true. We don't know nothing. We don't know anything, right? But I'm grateful for the journey, even the hard times, especially the hard times, because like I said, I was forced to sit still. And in that stillness, I was able to tap into what I'm supposed to do. I was able to publish books that I started and never finished, right? I was able to connect with people who were waiting on me. I didn't know they were waiting on me. They probably didn't even know they were waiting on me, but the Most High knew. And he also knew that the only way that we could reach each other was for me to sit down and be still, right? I'm currently working on a personal development program so I can help other people who are stuck. And I'm talking uh, entrepreneurs, business professionals, or individuals who can't seem to move forward in what they're doing, who look up and they feel like they're doing everything right and nothing is shaking, right? This program can help them. And I would have never been able to develop or create this powerful tool or system had I been in Tennessee, because I wouldn't have done it. I would have been doing something totally different, something that did not serve in my purpose. And so there was definitely a blessing in all of that. Although in the moment it was a miserable place. In the moment it was such a dark space that depression knocked on my door several times. But I'm grateful for it because it brought me here. And in that, I also want to apologize to the people who were counting on me, to be there because I kind of just disappeared, but it was necessary. It really was. When you're on a plane and there's an emergency, they tell you to save yourself first. That's real because I can't help you if I can't even help myself. Right. So I had to disappear. I had to uh, isolate myself so that I could develop, so that I could meditate, so I could tap into my inner self and connect with the Most High and figure out what I'm supposed to do. I thought I knew my purpose. I did. I really did. I thought I knew my purpose and didn't realize that's part of it, but it wasn't the whole scope. And it wasn't until I was forced to sit down and be still that I saw. I had the vision. Our entire purpose in life, mine, yours, everyone else's, is to learn our lessons. My lessons are not your lessons, but our purpose is to learn our lessons gain the knowledge, gain the experience, gain the wisdom, and take it to the marketplace, take it to our clients, take it to the community, and teach. Teach the things that we learned to help others, hopefully prevent you from going down into that dark hole. Maybe my experiences will stop you from walking the same path. Don't no no no, don't turn left. You supposed to turn right. Take my word, mark my words. I trust me. Just trust me on this, right? Or even if you are in that space or have been, allow my lessons and my experiences and everything that I had already been through to help you out of it. I've been stuck. I've been in that place to where I felt like regardless of what I did, where I was, nothing was working. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how you use yours matters. You know, we cannot sit and dwell and worry about what's not going right. We have to move past that. We have to get into a space to where we are only focusing on the positive. Well, we are only bringing light into our lives. No more dark days. No more dark days. So I am in a better space. I am in a proper position to help you, to use my experiences, my knowledge, and my wisdom that I've gained in my dark space. That was the whole purpose. And I would have never known that or seen that had I kept moving. I would have not given myself the opportunity to really tap into who I was and where I was going and what I'm supposed to be and who I'm supposed to help had I kept moving. Had I had just that, all I needed was a little space, and I didn't have it. I had zero resources. I had zero opportunity, and I'm grateful for that because now I'm truly in a position to help others, to serve the people that I was brought here to serve. And I'm so excited about that. So excited. You know, personal development is important. We all need it. This program is going to help build confidence where it's lacking. It's going to teach time management, where you feel like you don't have enough time to get things done. It will fill in those gaps. It will teach you to say no and set boundaries in your life, because that was another thing that I had to get comfortable with is, you know, not being so free with my time, with my money, with my heart. These are things that we have to learn to do because, just naturally, most of us, we are a generous people and we want to help because we were designed to help, but we help to a fault and we are usually the ones who fall short, and this program is going to help guide you through that. It's going to show you how to move forward when you feel stuck. But I will go into that a little later, because I'm still working through some things and developing because I want it to be what it needs to be so that it can reach and help the people that it's supposed to help. I love my community. I love my people. I love you all. And I appreciate your patience and your time while I went through this growing phase. That's what I'm going to call it, this growing phase. and I apologize for my absence. But please understand that we all have a journey, we all have a path, and sometimes you have to disconnect, so you can walk your path. And that's what I had to do. And I'm a better me. Um, I understand now. And now I'm in a real position to help my people, to help my community, to help my client, because you all have been asking for help. I'm stuck. Help me. What am I supposed to do? The time is now. So get ready. Get ready because it's time to go to work. It is time to go to work. And this is going to be an exciting journey. Anytime there is growth, we should be excited about that. Anytime there's progress, we should be excited about that. So I owe you an apology for disconnecting and disappearing for the length of time that I was gone. But the Most High set me down. He set me down and he did it swiftly. And I could not move, even if I wanted to. But I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all the lessons because there are blessings in the lessons. That is a true statement. We just have to be patient enough to listen. We have to be cooperative and obedient enough to listen. Because if not, you're just gonna keep getting it wrong and wondering why you have to start over. You know, I've start I've started over so many times, and to me it was nothing. I'm like, oh, I've started over before, it's fine. I can handle it. But this time it was so different. It was so, so different. The most high was sick of my stuff. Okay. He was so sick of me. But it's good. It's good. My babies and I are eating. And we are eating well. Okay. We are all smiles every day, you know. Um and yeah, we are all in a very good place. Understanding will do that to you. But I just wanted to come on here and apologize for my absence and hope that you all will continue the journey with me because there's so much greatness moving forward. There's so much information, there's so much wisdom, there's so much knowledge that I have to share with you all so I can help you find your North Star, so I can help you get unstuck, so I can help you move forward in your business, in your personal life, and whatever it is that you're trying to do. Because I understand my purpose. It was put in my spirit, and I understand now. That's why I was forced to sit down, right? But again, I will talk more about that later. I'm still working on the program, and I will let you guys know when it is available. But just know it's coming, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing trip. And it's going to be so much growth and opportunity in it, personally and professionally. And we are all going to benefit from it because I always learn from you guys, right? It's not just me running my mouth, but you know, learning is a part of life as well. You get to a point to where you can't or no longer embrace being taught. That's when your life is over. Because life is full of lessons, life is full of knowledge, life is full of learning. And we are all here to learn from each other. But again, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And as always, peace and love. And I will see you all soon, very soon. Make sure you like subscribe, share, follow, all of that good stuff. Hit the notification bell so you can know when I come back on. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Yes, I am September Speak 111. And I will see you guys next time.